This class is for entertainment only. It is for adults only. And if you feel like you might be on my same vibrational level here, let's take a look at how you can express yourself through deep metaphoric poetry. I'm here with you. Great. Welcome. I'm so glad you're joining me today. The Sweet Moon. This poem, this free verse poem, was written when I was 36. I was a single mom, 4 kids, right in the throes. Just found out I was going to be a grandma. No, I already was, right at being a grandma. Went through a horrible divorce, was still dealing with, the ramifications of ending a relationship that you didn't want ended, right? I was in a lot of sorrow. I was in a lot of a deep healing chamber that I did not realize was, being processed. And I started writing poetry. So this particular poem, The Sweet Moon, was written when I started to recognize that I wanted to date again after healing. I had 4 kids. I was a grandma. I was 35, 36, 37, around there. And all I could imagine was that I had no mating opportunities to offer to somebody. So remember, this for me was like, I'm 48 now. So this was at a time when your hormones are out of control, or you're trying to learn how to control them. I saw myself as not having the opportunity to offer a man a mating ritual. So that eliminated 50% of the men that were dateable, because 50% of the men, or probably more, wanted to have children, and that was not in my conditions. That was a deal breaker for me. My kids were still, like 10 years ago, I had 2 13-year-olds, a 15-year-old, and a 20-year-old. So I started writing poetry, not even realizing what I was doing, but I needed to express pain, sorrow, defeat in ways that were not exactly like I just stated to you. I couldn't just say, I'm feeling pain, sorrow, and defeat. I needed it to come over the horizon in a faraway place where I didn't have to directly face it, right? So in this poem, I'm just going to read it to you. Winter sweet moon, I can't grasp you directly as my fingers are fragile, but my mind is strong. Fingers of hands caringly stroke your shoulders and coil into your forearms with a cream of black currant and fig. Would a scorpion still judder on your swelling surface if dialogue escaped, and epic of touch was the ambiance? My thumbs socialize your temples. Sweet moon, your laugh is last, as you are not tied to an earthly base, with no mating ritual to be amplified. Flailing, an omega blowfish looked up from below the facade, pursed her blowfish lips, and mollified in winter's sweet moon. So grab your paper and pen, or your typewriter or your keyboard, whatever it is. Get into some kind of melodic, methodic state where you're accessing something deeper in you that needs to recognize that you are not in a category of specific love anymore. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't take this as a bad thing. Quite clearly, I am not going to enter a relationship with a man who wants to have children because I'm not making any more babies. Take a category like that applies to you And then ask yourself, and I want you to answer this in one sentence. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you when you take away that category of love that no longer applies in your world? Who are you? Who are you when you grab that part or those years of your life? When you grab those years of your life that no longer apply and place it in a golden pot at the end of a rainbow, and now you look in a new direction. Who are you? So don't go diving into deep water here if you can only tread. And don't go diving into the deep water anyway, because we are just treading gently with our life here, right? So we're having fun with this. It's lighthearted. It's easy. How would you think of yourself in one sentence, in one word, of a piece of the cosmos or a piece of nature? Are you the moon? Are you the sun? Are you a ray of a sunbeam? Are you the soil? Are you the tigress? Are you a rock? Are you a butterfly? What are you? Go deeper? Do you want to go deeper? Imagine yourself walking on a bridge. And you stop on this bridge that is above a gorgeous river, cascading river. And you look over the edge of the bridge and you see your reflection. Who are you? What is that? Is that a moon? Is that a sun? Is that a cloud? Right? That's that reflection who we're looking at from a distance in this poem. For example, sweet moon, winter sweet moon, I can't grasp you directly. So I could no longer engage a relationship with a man who wanted to have babies, right? So I can't get you directly, but I can get you. My fingers are fragile. That is my womb, right? But my mind is strong. I mean, if I really wanted you, I could get you. That's what I'm speaking to in that paragraph. My fingers are fragile. I don't have the physicality to offer you that anymore. I don't have the physicality of being in your 20s, but what I do have is the wisdom of experience and opportunity, right? So, who are you and why do you matter? In short bursts, right? Dig down deep where the short bursts of your soul are and speak to that in a very lighthearted, entertaining way. Maybe, your sweetgrass smoke. In one sense, you purify, and in the other sense, you're moving the wind, right? You're taking somebody's secret and sending it somewhere else. Fingers of hands caringly stroke your shoulders. So even though my fingers are fragile, I can still coil you into my life. For me, with a cream of blackcurrant and fig, blackcurrant is after the raisin, right? Fig is, very representative of a womb after, it's sweeter, it's older, it's no longer producing. This is some very old energy we're speaking to here. And, it's good for me, and it will be for you one day to look back on these writings and think, wow, have I ever grown from this stage? At this time in my life, it was important in my mind that I recognize that I didn't want a partner who wanted a baby. And I had to talk myself through it. And I coil into your forearms with a cream of black, because to me, forearms are the sexiest part of a man. For me, it indicates where their physical strength is, right? And how they carry something uphill, right? I can still massage that part of you, but my fingers are fragile. But do you really want my fingers on your forearms? Because that's all it will be. Would a scorpion still judder on your swelling surface? So a scorpion, obviously, can be speaking to the actual zodiac sun sign of a Scorpio, which it was for me. All right. But would a scorpion still judder? So the scorpions judder, that's how they move, right? So I don't want just a basic spouse walking across the living room. I want somebody who's going to create a chaos, because right now my life is chaos. So in your next sentence, what is your life motto? At my time, this time of writing in my life was chaotic. And I wanted somebody who could judder in the chaos with me. Looking back now, I probably could have used a more earthly mate, somebody who was grounded in the chaos. At that time, I needed somebody who, would look at the surface of our life together and judder through. So if dialogue escaped, an epic of touch was the ambiance. What about those nights when we have nothing to talk about? What about those phone calls when we have nothing to talk about? What about those awkward silences? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with those awkward silences? Because if dialogue escaped and all you could do was judder like a scorpion on a moonbeam, would you still be fascinating to me? And would I still be fascinating to you? And if all we could do was body language, if only our language of love was body connection and soul connection, would we still create an ambience of wanting each other? Right? What is your life motto? This first paragraph is one sentence of who you are. So you're just writing one sentence here of who you are. This second paragraph, why do you matter? Why do you matter? Right? This third paragraph, what is your life motto right now? One sentence. After you have these one sentences, then that sentence is going to play itself out into a full paragraph as your mind and your soul allow it to. So here, my life motto was, my life is chaos right now. I need you to sometimes not talk and just be there. But I need you to do it in a way that I understand, and that won't be as simple as just being there. I need your energy to be there too. I need you to not be a zombie sitting on the sofa. I need your mind to relax, but your energy to still fill the room with me, and that it fascinates me even in our silence, right? So obviously relationships that are matured past this state, right? But here's where I was at that moment in my life. My thumbs socialize your temples. Sweet moon, your laugh is last, as you are not tied to an earthly base with no mating ritual to be amplified. This is being jealous of other women who can provide one more baby, who can give a man mid-30s exactly what they want. Me, you have to love me for reasons other than that. Your laugh is last. This is me just mad at the moon. You don't have to be down here trying to figure out how to attract a man based on my womb being closed, right? You don't have to eliminate men from your life based on the fact that they still want to reproduce. What's something you have that everybody wants? That's this paragraph, all right? This is you thumbing through those pages of your life where not much happened, where there was no conflict, where it was stagnant. and plucking out the moments that you socialize into your life and realize, yeah, this is what I have that everybody wants. So for me, it was at the end of this paragraph, shit. There's a whole lot of men who don't want to reproduce. Line them up. I want to date them. This Scorpio right here, he was the thumbs that socialized my temples. There didn't need to be any more last laughs. We didn't need to look at what wasn't available. From now, I needed to transition into shit. Look at what I can offer here. So this last paragraph is, what is the missing relevant information? What is the missing relevant information? Again, you're just writing one sentence for each of these paragraphs, all right? So the first one, who are you? And use nature, use animals, use something that isn't you in human form. Who are you when you're not human form? Who are you? Why do you matter? What is your life motto? What's something you have that everybody wants? And finally, flailing, an omega blowfish looked up from below the facade, pursed her blowfish lips and mollified in winter sweet moon. So here, as you know, an omega blowfish are poisonous. So by the end of the poem and the end of this state of being, I'm still flailing in my chaos of my day-to-day life. I became resilient. I was okay with tests of faith. I was no longer self-torturing. However, I still was a little bit poisonous because I created boundaries that men could not get to me. From below the facade, I look up at the moon, I purse my blowfish lips and mollify, right? And just think, okay, who's the fucker who's going to make it? Who's the big daddy heartbreaker that's going to make it? Who's the cuddler, compassionate, genius, affectionate king that's going to put their fingers into this possibly poisonous water and help me create a gentle life from the chaos, right? When the flames of a fire are put out, there's only smoke that remains. And when the smoke is there, who is not letting go? Who is not ghosting? Who is looking at those omega blowfish lips and thinking, yeah, I want to kiss that. So now you've got who you are. Why do you matter? What's something you have that everyone wants? Sorry, what's your life motto? What's something you have that everyone wants? And what is missing in your life? And then we pull it all together. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences, and you're going to add 3 or 4 sentences to each of those sentences. Remember, keep it light and fun. We're doing this for fun. We're learning how to write poetry from a deeper space that you haven't accessed in a while. Keep it fun and entertaining and light, and let's get back at it. So you have your poem now that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences long. And what is your destiny based on these 5 sentences? Like, let's go for the juggler here, all right? Let's jump right in. Let's not waste our time with small talk trying to figure out how we can do this, in a gentle manner. If you're still here with me, it's because you're some kind of Neptune. You've got Neptune in your soul, right? And you want to express a little bit of hurt that ends with a little bit of joy. And you're going to do it in an entertaining, safe, gentle way. Do not go deep here. as far as your emotions are, we're expressing, okay? We're expressing safely. We're doing, create this for you as a healing ceremony. The words you're writing are a healing ceremony. You can use my base here if you like. So, winter sweet moon, my first sentence of my first line is who I am, right? I'm reflecting myself at the moon. I'm this high priestess. I am that mighty to think of myself as a high priestess. What are you that mighty to think of yourself as? And add another couple sentences to who you are. Winter sweet moon, I can't grasp you. So here's where we have to look at who your character is based on somebody else, based on who your character is based on somebody important no longer in your life, who your character is based on 50% of who you thought you could have in your life now gone. Who are you, right? That is your second sentence, your third sentence perhaps too. Who will you never give up on in this? You're not going to give up on you, right? In that first sentence, you are your inspiration. You are yourself. You are bold, involved, understanding. You're this glittery diamond, and you're turning this moment of reflection into the first paragraph of your poem. Imagine this, imagine yourself at a microphone on a stage reciting this first paragraph. And that expressive entertainment is what you bring to that first, like make it betrayal if you need to make it betrayal, make it thirst if you need to have thirst, make it courage and strength of Mars, right? Your Mars placement, make it something heavy and let it out and keep it entertaining, and don't change your life based on this. We're just writing and having fun with poetry. In your second sentence below that, you're going to go at it with a childlike enthusiasm for a moment. Your inner child. Where is your inner child? Have you hugged her lately? Have you hugged them lately? Are they down in Atlantis still, swimming with seahorses? Are they up, floating through the sky like an astronaut? Are they inchworming their way through fresh soil and July grass? Right? Are they making an adventure, a rapid, exciting, things happen quickly adventure for you through some kind of city, busy city, New York street, right? Let that inner child speak to you in this second paragraph. Why do you matter? Why did you matter when you were 5? Why did you matter when you were 10? And if it comes out as I'm pouring tea from this gorgeous fucking kettle, that's what you write. I am the tea from this kettle landing in this dainty cup, ready for you to slurp, ready for me to slurp. Who are you at 10 years old? Who's that childlike enthusiasm? Maybe you don't want to express inner child at all in the second paragraph. Maybe it's who you are right now for a situation you need to recognize as no longer entertainable in your life, and write it out and make it fierce. It's not the only option. Your cups are knocked over, but there's still something in them. You're celebrating. All right, we're moving to the third paragraph. What is your life motto? What is your life motto? Is it chaotic? Is it stagnant? Is it boring? Is it humble? Is it expressive? Are you coming to terms? Is it surprising? Is it mysterious? Is it discretionary right now? Is it patient? Are you a mentor? Are you a follower? Are you brooding? Are you ambitious? Are you surrendering? Are you getting others in trouble? Are your shoulders slouched? Are you an intelligent breakthrough successful? What is your life motto? Are you making wishes? Are you analytical? Are you abandoned? Are you a long-term investment, or are you just an apprentice? Right. Now we want to add more sentences to what is something you have that everyone wants. I've got wisdom. I'm not done getting wisdom, but maybe you could offer me youthful vocabulary. Maybe you are the Ferris wheel at the Riverside Fair. Maybe you are a hot burrito supper. Maybe you are the gentle wind of a Sunday morning as you lay in bed with the window open. Maybe you are Chinese characters in calligraphy. You don't know what they mean, but they are beautiful. Maybe you are waiting for someone to enter your life and you have that trepidation that they're not going to get here. But what do you have that everyone wants? You probably are way more than you realize. Are you a best-selling author? Do you sing? Right? Are you open to love? A lot of people aren't. Are you willing to see your character, who is now someone married, no longer single? What is missing in your life? What is missing in your life? What do you want in your life? Write it in that paragraph. All right, write it in the paragraph that follows the sentence. And if it doesn't make sense, just write it, because then you're going to take out words that don't matter, like have. You don't need to have the word have in a poem, because it just is, right? All who I love are surrounded by ease. I love my momentum. My poem is luxurious. My poem is eagerness. Breathe deeply down to your toes and imagine what is missing in your life. Codependency, maybe. Maybe you need dependency. Tears. Are tears missing from your life? Joy, passion, breath, rolling your shoulders, reflection, surrender. Maybe you're not missing anything. Maybe you're missing something as tactile as a tattoo. Maybe you're missing your favorite book that you gave away last year. You shouldn't have. Maybe you're missing how powerful and healing and gentle you really are. And you come to that realization in the last paragraph. You come to realize. So, another way you can go at this poem is to have somebody directly in your mind where it just didn't work out, where you kept grasping at them, and they just stayed out of reach. What do you want to say to them that you'll never share with them in real life, but only in this poem? Write it all out. Keep it entertaining and light. And by the end of the poem, you need to come to terms with that emotion. Right? You got someone specific in mind. Maybe they always wear their sunglasses and they have black curly hair and a beard, and a big nose. I can see your nose dwelling between your cheeks as you light your cigarette. It coils into your curly hair, and our eyes never see each other. But your heart is unknown to only you. Your self-imposed struggles keep us apart. Something like that, speak specifically to that person. Let it out. Write it all out. Write it all out. And then you add in gentle connections to keep it powerful and educational for you. You move forward towards your future. You catch up with your soul. You ask them directly in this poem, what is it that will bring us together? What courage are you lacking that won't allow you to find some nourishment in me? Because I am full of courage and I'm allowing you to speak freely right now. Risk-free speaking. What do they want to say to you? Write it down. And then add in your majestic temple of words, right? Allow your flowering spirit in your best life ever to make these paragraphs even more potent. Speak risk-free. Your fingers are magic. You are powerfully experiencing a moment right now of opening to value of who you are. You're experiencing the value of who you are with this person. And it's okay in this poetic moment to express a fantasy of who you think you are with this person and who they are in character, in chemistry with you. Claim your imagination in this poem. Who are you? Why do you matter? What is your life motto? What's something you have that everyone wants, and what's missing in your life? Make it bright, make it gross, make it an old belief, make it a new belief. Let go of any debris that's been floating around in your chest, write it out. Allow it to sunbathe on your patio, let it blow away in the afternoon summer wind. Maybe you're going through some kind of color connection right now. Maybe everything you're thinking is orange or yellow. And it's stillness, but it's also sailing. How can you be my stillness and also sail away from me? How can I recognize you, but we have no serious choice together? How can I be this much more than you are? How can we be new ideas and chatty knowledge to each other? How can I end this poem with my shoulders high and my cheekbones hurting from laughing and smiling? How am I a sketch artist in a piece of paper? How am I completing this thought process? In this particular poem, I ended it with finding my own freedom in standing strong, in knowing that I might not be everybody's catch, but one of them is going to still stay near my water. All right? So again, it is my choice to put myself in this position of making sure you recognize that some days I can't be everything you want, right? You can end your poetry that way. It can be difficult, without expectation. It can be profound. It can be just gentle with no strings attached. Just a gentle sit down on a beach. It can be you being of service to yourself, service. Maybe you end it as you being service to the world, to yourself, being that divine energy. You end it with something that represents the gold in you, the darkness. Maybe you end it in darkness, right? Because this isn't the last poem you ever write. This is just this poem that you're writing. You're here to work this one out and be the true bliss of this moment with a recognition, with a kind light, with worthiness, sexual energy maybe, neglectful energy maybe, unacknowledged. In here, you're addressing your unacknowledged, and then you're letting it go, because that's why you write poetry, so let it go and feel free and have no failure. And I hope I see you again.